And we're back.
A dinosaur story.
That was perfect. Was that planned?
No,
Oh,
we never
we
planned
never planned
anything.
anything.
Well, I have to write that down. Oh my god.
Plan? It's like she doesn't even know us.
Right?
That just came to your brain.
Hey, they can comment this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah, whenever anyone says we're back, I follow up with a dinosaur story. Every time.
Doing it for
I've never
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Oh, it
before.
happens a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like my 2 electric boogaloo thing. It's only
Yeah.
thing it's the only thing
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love this.
Well, hi everyone. I'm
Hello.
Philip,
I'm Tommy.
and this is RCX Unfiltered. And once again, we've started off with it completely unfiltered.
Bye, Gregory.
Bye, Gregory. So yes, so we are basically announcing our candidacy for president starting next year.
The important thing is the tagline is because America needs more grumpy old men running for president.
Right.
That is the important part.
That's us.
Yep. I think we could do it. We could totally do a job. I won't say good or bad because
See, the difference is though, like I know enough now. All I got to do is go find the smart people
that's true.
and
That is
make a
true.
cabinet.
Yeah,
I don't really.
I
I just have to sit behind a desk
yeah.
and let the smart people come to me, and we figure things
Every
out.
once in a while, I
Like,
got to sign a thing,
yeah,
but beyond
But-
that,
yeah. Like it's not like it's really a hard job for other people.
yeah.
Like as president, it shouldn't be that hard of a job.
Well, I would want to be vice president because what do they do? I don't even know. They show up places, they cut some ribbons. I don't know. I don't know. John Adams was like, I remember there was a letter he wrote back to his wife, and he was like, I feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel like I don't have a job. I'm literally doing nothing.
So, as a sports reference, you're saying that the vice president is the second best job to a backup quarterback on
Yep.
a football team. You
Yep.
make a few $1,000,000 a year, and you sit on the bench with a bat.
Yep.
And hope your starting quarterback doesn't get hurt.
Yep.
Like, that's what I want with my life.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll take the president role. Fine. So now we've got that straight.
All right. Cool.
We need a cabinet, and we'll work this thing out.
Mhm.
We'll find some place for Tess.
Oh, thanks. Your campaign manager.
She'll kidnap the dogs.
I will kidnap the dog. All the presidential dogs.
On the presidential dogs. Yeah. They need saving.
They did. They're mine now.
I do sometimes wonder what would happen if we put Watson in the same room with Archie. Because Watson's pretty low. Like, he's pretty chill.
Yeah.
And
pretty
Archie is the opposite of that.
I feel like Watson would be so scared.
Like,
yeah, I'd say yeah.
like Archie
probably-
would just be like, "We're gonna play forever," and Watson would be like, "Bro, you gotta calm
He'd be
down."
like in the
yeah.
corner.
Yeah, like Watson would basically would Storm. Watson would stand there, and then Storm would like gnaw at his foot, gnaw at his leg,
Yeah.
like grab him around his neck, and he would literally just stand there.
Archie,
Like,
will literally, he occasionally will literally throw a tennis ball at us to try and get us to throw the ball.
Wow.
He's just like,
My dog throws his own toys for himself.
okay.
He'll like throw them up in the air and try to catch them.
I've thought about getting like one of those automatic tennis ball throwers
Yeah.
to put in the backyard, but I sometimes wonder if Archie would be smart enough to put the ball in, or if he would, because sometimes he brings us the ball and then won't let go of it.
Yep.
He's like, no take, only throw.
Yeah, but are you really concerned about that, or are you really concerned that you start shooting tennis balls at people?
I'm never concerned about shooting people with things.
Good to know.
See what? Whack! There's a car going down the street. Whack!
I mean, sometimes it's funny.
Yeah, just saying. Years ago, like middle school, years
Mm.
ago, I went over to a friend's house, and he had a long driveway, and it sloped down. So we were at the top of the driveway,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would go light it, and we would shoot bottle rockets at cars as they went down the street.
When this was elementary school, my cousin and I were doing like a summer camp thing at the church rec center down the street. And there was a little convenience store across the street. And it was a week-long thing. So this was like a Wednesday or something. And the day before, he had some girl that was there, and they had made a plan to meet at the convenience store, and we were going to buy candy. Well, we got there first. And so he started throwing rocks at the sign and hitting the sign.
Oh.
And I couldn't hit the sign. He was just better. So I picked up a whole handful of rocks and threw it as hard as I could. And then a fire chief brand new car drives by as I crack the windshield.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
My mom was not happy when the police brought us home.
Yeah, good for you.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And the only thing I remember from the bottle rocket thing is one time we hit a side window. Luckily, it was up because idiots. It's okay. I was Georgia. It's fine. It hit the side one and it went up, but then one of them went in front of the car and it stuck in the grill. And then you could hear the car go down the road and go pop.
Oh my God.
It was like, oops. I think that's when we stopped because I think that car backed up and came in the driveway.
Yeah.
So we ran
Yeah,
and hid in the woods.
And I think at least at that point, it was legal to shoot a child in Georgia.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah. Luckily, I was smart enough to not do it at my house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was a long, long time.
Yeah. We're very old.
Yeah.
Huh?
Eh? What? Here, let's talk about some books.
Hey, comics.
Oh, books. Sorry. First up, we have Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Knigget, number 3.
Every time you say that, I'm so sorry.
covered by Dan Moore.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, I will start off by saying this book is way better than it ever
Yeah.
should be.
It's so fun.
And it is DC continuity.
Yeah.
So it is 100% DC continuity.
Every time Superman interacts with Santa, he looks like a small child. He's just like, oh my God, it's Santa. It's so cute. He's definitely a kid that grew up in the middle of Kansas.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. Because like he even mentions like, you even sent a letter one year.
Yeah. The second issue was great, or the end of the first issue, I guess.
Yeah.
Batman's like, oh, here he comes. And Superman's like, you know Santa?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. This has been really good. So anyway.
Yeah. It's super fun. It's really cute. Krampus confirms that Damien's a bad boy.
You already knew
That's
that.
really all I cared about in this issue.
There's lots of other stuff that happens in here though.
There is.
So
They basically like Santa locked away the Midgard serpent. Like a lot of the stuff that's happening in the background here is Norse mythology.
yes, 100%.
Like at the end of it, there's some like frost giants, like
Yep.
clearly some frost giants. So, like if you enjoy Norse mythology plus Santa Claus, it's good stuff.
And like I said, it's not a what if type
Yeah,
stuff
it's-
Elseworld.
yeah,
It is like everything that they're talking about is stuff that's going on like now
Yeah,
in the book. So it is definitely this
Yep.
time of year and going, which I think is great.
I'll be honest. Like this last year, DC's books, and it feels like the editor stepped aside and they just told the creators, "Do your best," because overwhelmingly the dawn of DC that's been going on, including like fun little miniseries like this, have been exceptionally well done. I've been very happy with the quality of DC's books this last year or so.
And there was never any doubt that Damien was back.
Yeah, we all knew. We all knew.
Next is Nightwing number 109.
This is the end of the last part of Nightwing's pirate adventure.
Oh,
Yar.
he's no longer a pirate.
He still has that open shirt with his chest out the whole issue, and someone makes another comical reference to
It's
it.
been great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, this series has been like the whole Nightwing series with Tom Taylor writing it has been phenomenal. But they're doing nothing but having fun.
Yeah, and what Tom has done is this story arc includes a character from one of the most hated Nightwing runs when he got shot in the head and couldn't remember who he was. So like he's gone back and brought in characters from that and made it exceptionally well done. And so like I kind of want to go. I skipped all that and I kind of want to go back and read it because of the one character in here that was like his love interest back then.
Yeah,
she's awesome, and I kind of want to know more about her.
She is awesome. And the last issue, he threw logic at her, and boy, did that mess her up.
That was great.
Which was great, right?
Yeah.
Like that was the whole setup was really good because once again, Nightwing wasn't trying to get out of anything. He just made a comment when she was yelling at him, and she just looked at him and then walked off.
Yeah, she was like, "Good point, jerk."
Don't bring logic into this battle.
And then there's
nobody got time for that.
There's a backup in here that ties into Beast World.
Beast Wars? Transform?
No,
oh,
Beast World.
That's Skybound.
Which again, like the premise of Beast World sounds stupid, but because it's Tom Taylor, it works. It's really well done, and the backup in here is great.
Yeah, that's really disappointing. Just so you know, it's really disappointing that it's good.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna read it because it's Tom Taylor, but I'm not gonna like it. And I was like, crap, I like it.
Right. Like I said, that's the whole thing. Did we even?
I don't.
Okay, so the other book we don't have over here because it's over there because I don't think Tommy read it yet. But the stupid Godzilla, the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, I have. That was next on my stack.
It's another thing that like, why is this book good? Why is it fun? Like I don't like it should be. It should be something that someone's writing to try to break into the industry, and it ends up being
it's so
like
good,
really well done, and really like the art's good, the writing is really good, everything is handled really well, and it's tying into the DC universe.
And I like the last week or so, I've gone back and I'm rewatching the current Godzilla stuff, and part of it's because the Godzilla X Kong trailer dropped. Part of it's because of the hype of Godzilla -1. But really, I think this Justice League Godzilla Kong book is really what has re-sparked my love of Godzilla and Kong, and makes me want to go back and rewatch all that stuff. So I'm like a third of, like I've been watching it a little bit at a time. It's taken me multiple days to watch it, but most of it's up on Max.
Max.
Kong Skull Island is not. That's not available anywhere to watch, even though I have 75 streaming services. Yeah.
Why would Kong?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And also the Monarch show. I don't know if you haven't watched.
I haven't watched. That's on Apple though.
Yeah,
right?
the Apple.
I haven't watched that yet.
Show Monarch, which gives us a lot of background on the history of Monarch and all that. And almost every episode they introduce a new kaiju. Like it's been really cool.
Yeah, I have to watch it. I did go back on Apple the other day. I watched a couple episodes of the first season of Ted Lasso. Not all of them. But
yeah. Just the dart scene.
Well, so I watched the whole dart scene, but the whole scene from everything.
Yeah.
And then I watched the episode where Rebecca finally comes in and tells Ted that she's been sabotaging the whole time. That is a great scene.
That I don't remember if it was the last season or the next to last season when Jamie Tart starts talking about it's all poopy. Every scene where he calls something poopy. It just cracks me up.
You don't even know what your pick of the week is this week, do you?
I don't. It's probably going to be Nightwing, but I don't know for sure. I don't know.
He's got a big wing.
He does at night.
Yeah, I guess in this one, since he's a pirate and the way he's cut his shirt, the wing is his bare chest.
He shaved his chest hair into the. No, he didn't. I'm kidding.
He has no hair on his chest.
I know. Well, he has to shave it for aerodynamic purposes.
gets caught in the spandex.
That's right. It's like being a swimmer or a water polo player. You got to be streamlined.
Wow, that's creepy. All right. Next up is The Amazing Spider-Man number 40, Gang War Part something.
Yeah,
We're still in the gang war.
Yeah, it has. I don't want to say high expectations because I'll be honest, I never have high expectations of Zeb Wells. But he has exceeded my expectations for most of his run. Although don't ask the internet. The internet hates him.
I like this. I mean, I enjoyed a couple of his series. There's been a few things that I'm like, yeah, I could have taken or leaving it, but I've enjoyed this so far.
Yeah, me too. And this has been a really well done gang war where all the different factions in New York are carving up territory. Tombstone got taken out at his daughter's wedding, which didn't actually happen. And then
the taking out happened. The wedding didn't happen.
Yeah. He got taken out. Well,
it wasn't a dream sequence.
He got put in the hospital. The wedding didn't quite happen. But there's a lot of stuff going on, like in the background, like Robbie Robertson's son, Randy, is lobbying to repeal the Fisk law, which outlaws costume superheroes in New York. Luke Cage has got a new costume with a mask because he's like, I'm the mayor of New York, so I got to do all this stuff. But also, people are dying. I need to go help, but I can't because of Fisk's law. And then Spider-Man's put together a team of like She-Hulk and Daredevil and Elektra/Daredevil. And I can't remember who else is on the team. He's got a bunch of people. And there's a map.
And just so you know, we're getting map updates now because as you can see, there are Spider-Man territories.
Yep.
So Spider-Man has taken over. He's going to be the next Kingpin. He's going to take over.
Be like when Daredevil took over and was like, I'm the new Kingpin. And it was such a cool story for a short amount of time.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Not the best.
Yeah, because Madam Mask is in here now.
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler. Madam Mask, she's not dead. Just kidding.
Spider-Man.
She was masked as someone else. Crazy.
But I think I have not read this yet, but my favorite thing so far is the Night Thrasher ad on the back where it says he's leaving the 90s behind him. That's a tagline, folks.
I can't imagine that he is.
I can't either.
He is one of the most 90s characters ever.
Ever, yeah. Like
Does he have a skateboard?
Nope, he doesn't.
No?
But like
wildly confused.
It literally says that. And I'm like, how?
Who's writing that?
Jay Holtham?
Never mind.
I have
no
no idea.
No idea.
I can't answer. Huh. That's funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Okay. I'll go here.
Okay, go there.
We'll get depression next.
Yeah, we'll go with fun stuff from the 80s first.
Alex. So my pick of the week, we're going to go back a couple of decades.
Couple three.
Rom and the X-Men. So this is reprinting the 4 guest appearances that the X-Men actually had in Rom, the Space Knight. So it's Rom 17, 18, 31, and 32 that are in here. So it's like an introduction to the hybrid, some Kitty Pryde stuff. It's all great stuff.
There's some Wolverine in it.
Wolverines. Yep. So all Bill Mantlo and Sal Buscema art. Well, the cover's not.
Yeah, what was that? Art Adams? He's been doing a lot of those covers.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
I don't know if that's.
It doesn't. I mean, it looks kind of like it.
It looks like Art Adams.
Yeah, I'm assuming it is, but
yeah. Look at Kitty's face. That's definitely.
It's got to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't say it here.
It says Nick Bradshaw. Oh, all right.
Hey, look, that's why we look stuff up.
It's Nick Bradshaw. Really? I was just kidding. Doesn't look anything like Art Adams. I don't know what you're talking about.
The lines are too clear. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know.
so anyway, this is gonna be my pick of the week because I love me some Rom Space Knight, and I'll probably actually read this again
Yeah,
just cause. I haven't reread Rom in a long time.
I've never read Rom.
Yeah,
The only Rom that I read as a kid was the 1 or 2 issues of Spider-Man he was in. That was it.
You're a loss.
Yeah, I know. Well, basically between you and every high-profile writer that's ever been at Marvel talking about, like, if you could write any character, who would it be? And everybody's like, Rom.
I love Rom, man. I think it's just because of the time, right? Because Rom came out in the late 70s. So I think it was a time of just like, what's the first book? Like the first book that I can remember picking up off the rack was actually Rom.
So I had a couple action figures in the early 80s that I bought at yard sales or flea markets.
Sale.
So I had a Rom action figure and I had a Warlord action figure long before I read either of them in a comic.
I think everyone had a Warlord
I
action
think so
figure.
too. They were everywhere.
It always drove me mad though, because his wings would pop out of his head because they were only held in there with those square peg things. It was really annoying.
There were certain guns for G.I. Joe characters that would fit in those little holes.
Yeah.
So you could give him gun hits.
Yeah. It would, yeah, because it was just a square thing. Yeah, it was because the base would fit.
I feel like a lot of the smaller like handguns would just pop right in there.
Yeah, I had a bunch of those because you had the Conan stuff and all that was all part of that line.
Well, I got into Warlord because I liked Conan.
Well, yeah,
And I was like, this guy looks like Conan with a gun. Weird, but okay.
stupid people from Earth.
Earth is my planet.
Earth. It's Earth.
That was some Malibu's Most Wanted. I don't know if you guys have seen that classic piece of American cinema.
All right. Next up is Tom King's new book, Animal Pound, #1 from Boom Studios.
And I'll be honest, like I sat down to read this. I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. I can't wait. And then I read it and it is literally a modern retelling of Animal Farm. And I was like, oh, this is depressing because it's Animal Farm.
It is.
But man, it's set in a pound. And the animal that kicks off the whole revolution, he's an older dog. And he's there's a cat on the other side of the wall. And the cat's like made a little hole. So the cat and the dog are talking. And they've become friends, kind of. And the dog's talking about like freedom and how, you know, humans treat them and how they treat humans and whatever. And then he gets euthanized because he's an old dog in a pound. And then many years later, the revolution happens after this cat has spread this word to all the other animals there. And like it was touted as a modern retelling of Animal Farm, so I kind of already know how it ends. Ugh, like it's really well done. It's really well done.
I'm sure it's going to be very chipper and happy.
I expect nothing but parties for the rest of the series.
Oh no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's no horses, so no one's getting turned into glue. That's the upside.
We don't know that. We've only got one issue in.
Well, it's a pound. There's no horses at the pound.
Yeah,
Could
but
be.
but eventually
The pound consists of dogs, cats, and rabbits.
it could expand.
Yeah.
We don't know what they're going to do next.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Chesterfield County gets chicken sometimes. So.
What the bacaw?
Exactly. And then
And then
we have Wonder Woman #4, which is also a Tom King book.
And I will say the reason that this book is not my pick of the week is because Gregory picked it first.
We could fire him.
It is.
We
Oh,
won't
God.
fire him, and then you can pick it.
Tom King is writing Wonder Woman in a way that has made a bunch of dudes on the internet really mad, which only adds to my joy.
Which means they're not reading the book, right?
Clearly, no.
Which is
They're taking panels out of context.
Yeah.
And like most of the people that get mad about comics aren't reading comics. They're reading other people's opinions about comics.
or
they're-
Wikipedia.
or they're watching YouTube videos about dudes whose whole thing is like, I'm gonna say horrible, outlandish things to get views, which unfortunately is just the state of the world right now as far as everything goes. But this is a story about Diana being herself. Like, she is, like, all of this terrible stuff is going on in the background. The U.S. military basically wants her dead. And there's all these wheels moving in the background to try and make that happen. And she's like, I have better things to do. And she spends the day with a little kid who's dying of cancer. And like, that's the book.
That's the book. Why it still shows you all this other stuff going on.
Yeah. And it is about the most Wonder Woman story I've ever read. Yep. Tom King understands this character really well. And the other Amazons, when she takes this little boy to Paradise Island, and these other Amazonians are like, you can't bring him here. And Diana's like, you can try to stop me if you want, but we're here for the day. And they're just like, yes, ma'am.
Basically, the paraphrase is she's sitting there going, to get this title, I've already defeated this island once.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, when I was a little kid, I used to embarrass people. Do you really want to fight? And they were like, no, ma'am. We do.
Yeah. The Amazon, I'm going to just read this because the Amazons like stand off against her, and basically Wonder Woman goes, oh, my dear friend. Do you not know? When I was but a girl, I challenged every Amazon at every contest on this island, and I bested them all one by one, humiliating each of them immortal soldiers of our blessed home. And now that I'm a grown woman, armed with a lasso, bracelets, and tiara,
yeah.
Do you really believe that I will not soon have all of you on this ground begging for my mercy? Like, dang.
Yeah, she's like, this kid, basically, this was like a Make-A-Wish kid, and his wish was to spend the day with Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yep.
And she was like, we're doing this. And the kid is wonderful. He's just like, I understand that things are not good for you right now, so we don't have to do this. You don't have to do this for me. I completely understand. And she's like, nah, we're doing this.
Yeah, the dialogue in here is really well done, and it is a really, really wonderful Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it really is. And then the backup story, like the main story, is uplifting and heroic and kind of upsetting, especially if you're a parent.
Yeah.
And then the backup story is just pure joy. For the fourth issue in a row, John Kent and Damian Wayne are the older brothers / babysitters for Diana's daughter in the future.
Yep.
And oh my God, it is so like the Super Sons book that came out when John first appeared, where John and Damian were best friends and they were like 12 together, was so fun. And like their dynamic is so good. And then they aged up John, and I was like, oh, that's the end of the Super Sons. No, that was not the end of the Super Sons, because they are back, and you can tell, like, no matter how, like, I hate you so much. They're best friends. Yeah. They love each other.
They are basically brothers.
God,
they're 100% brothers.
It is so fun and so wholesome, and I love it. Yeah. I love it so much. The backup story is worth reading, even if the main story wasn't good, and the main story is absolutely awesome. Yeah, It is. God, Wonder Woman, 4 issues in, consistently the best book on the rack every week it comes out.
Yeah. But Nightwing came out this week.
Nightwing did come out this week, and he's a pirate, yar.
So it depends. Do you want a lot of fun, or do you want to go, wow, that's deep?
Yeah. The last time I was reading Wonder Woman and enjoying it this much,
Greg
Rucka's first run on Wonder Woman. His second run was also very good, but his first run had more to say.
Yeah.
And
Yep. The Greg Rucka stuff.
Greg Rucka's first run, it is until now, and we're only 4 issues in, so I can't say this for certain, but until now, Greg Rucka's first run is my favorite run of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And Tom Taylor might beat it. We'll
got to see how it plays out.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. We'll see
and
how long he's on the book. Yeah,
and how long he's on this book too.
Yeah, like Rucka was on it for like 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
His first go around, and there was never like, oh, the story wasn't very good. The whole thing was solid all the way through.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Tom King can keep that momentum.
Good times.
I think he can, as long as editorial stays out of his way.
Well, I mean, he's like, this is really what Tom is excellent at, right? Because it's kind of a military book.
Yeah.
So it's set up as a military book with Wonder Woman as your background, really, is what is going on. So, and like, if no one has ever read Sheriff of Babylon, you should run out and get you a copy of Sheriff of Babylon. It is tough.
Yeah,
but it's some of Tom's first work.
And it was semi-autobiographical.
Yeah.
It really was about the time he spent in the Middle East in the military.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff he saw and some of the stuff he did. Was it Mitch Gerard?
Yeah.
Doing the art?
Yeah. So like, the team was excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because at the time, Mitch was doing that and the Punisher book, which
that
Punisher series that
really
Mitch did was phenomenal. It was I actually own a piece of original art from that run. Yes.
It's really good.
I can't say I'm always the biggest Punisher fan, but man, that run was
was good. That was when the world was ending, right before Secret Wars.
Yes.
Hickman Secret Wars.
Correct.
And Punisher was like, oh, the world's ending? I got some people to take out first. Yeah. And he was basically the worst of the worst on the planet. He was like, I'm taking those guys out.
Yep. And some of them came for him.
Yeah, they did.
So it's good times.
Yeah, it was very brutal, very violent. And some like surprisingly, like for Punisher, almost upbeat at times.
Yeah, probably.
Like there were parts of it where like he was like, I'm gonna save these people from the worst of the worst.
Right.
Anyway, it was one of the few Punisher runs that I enjoyed reading.
So now you just got to pick pick of the week. So some books, just so you know. I mean, you don't have to do it right in a second.
I'm picking Nightwing. Nightwing's my pick.
Just saying. I wasn't forcing you to pick Nightwing.
No, I'm picking Nightwing.
I'm just saying. You don't have to. You don't have to pick Nightwing.
But you should also read Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Tess
has a pick of the week.
Tess has a pick of the week.
I do have a pick of the week.
What is it, Tess?
Wow, you'll never guess.
Well, what is it? Please.
Please, let me tell you.
Please show us.
It's a book about cardiac arrest.
It is. Yay! I'm gonna start smacking people with it.
Is that Heartstoppers Volume 5, Tess?
Volume 5.
Wow.
Ah, yay! I have been waiting like a year and a half for this book. Yay! And look, here it is.
Oh.
Yay!
She's so happy. That's what we do here at Richmond Comics.
We bring joy.
We bring joy and dreams to everyone. Look.
Dreams.
Yeah. Look how happy she looks. Right? Where else can you get this kind of happiness, right?
It's true.
She's so overjoyed right now, she can't contain herself.
Exactly.
Look at that. And she has shoes on her shirt.
It's also a Heartstopper shirt.
Oh.
And I have earrings that are
Wow.
Heartstopper. Because it's a very special day.
Why is that, Tess? Hey, you're lucky Tommy showed back up, else it was going to be 45 minutes of this.
Yeah, the original plan was for me to go to Ohio today, but I did it yesterday. So I'm here today.
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God for all of you.
Or else it would have been 45 minutes of Tess reading you Heartstopper. Here, let me.
I wouldn't even. I would just be like, please read it. And then I would try to explain why I love it. And I would start crying.
Christmas Carol. We're doing Heartstoppers 5. What holiday you're in?
Yeah.
man,
Oh my
is
god.
Christmas next week?
It's Monday.
Monday.
Tommy. This is our Christmas show
I don't like that.
because our next show is the 26th.
Boxing Day? What's there?
Oh, is that when we have to put the ring together?
Yep.
Mm.
Wow, Tess, you're gonna have a busy Christmas
I'm so excited.
putting that ring together.
Yeah, it's all me, isn't it?
That is all you, man. Yes.
Hmm.
Next Monday is the Christmases.
You know, next Monday is really cool too, because you know what comes out next Monday? The US version of Radio Silence by the same author.
On Monday? On Christmas Day?
On 26th.
That's
Oh,
Tuesday.
no.
Yeah.
The important thing Monday is the new Doctor Who Christmas
I'm talking
special.
about Monday.
You said Monday.
You said Monday.
Well, maybe I did. Maybe I did.
We should throw the red flag and check the tape. Anyway, you did. You did say Monday, so I was confused.
Okay, I
but yeah,
said Monday.
Tuesday.
I
Yeah.
said Monday.
Tuesday.
I
Tuesday.
admit.
Tuesday.
Radio Silence.
Yes.
The American version?
The US publication.
Is this the first time it's been published here?
No, it
Oh.
was
It's just your 28th printing of it.
it's just my 20th
Okay.
printing of it. Yeah. And I have 8 copies of that book.
Wow.
Wow.
Soon to be 9.
Wow.
Does that rival your Strangers in Paradise collection?
I don't know if I have that many copies of a single one
Hmm.
because it's a novel, so it's literally 8 versions of the same. Like I have like a trade,
You got the trade and the hardcover.
the
and
hardcover, but
omnibus
they're different volumes.
and
in
the
each.
original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the short one. So I mean, I have like 8 copies of a first issue, but they're in different
Formats. Yeah. Got it.
I think she's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I don't
This
know
is
if
a cry
I.
for help.
Yeah, I don't know if I own like 8 copies of the exact same
I mean, I have different
graphic
languages,
novel, right?
So
Does it count if they're in different languages?
I have the Polish version.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
very
mean. Yeah,
happy about
she's
that.
yeah, she's
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah, she still beats anything that I have as far as a single.
Mhm,
Now Jacqueline, on the other hand,
mhm.
she
Little Prince?
she probably that, but
Yeah.
like even Heartstoppers, like she may not have the Polish one, but if it's an American version or a British version, she has it.
Mhm.
Yeah, today she was like, I can't wait till the hardcover comes in.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So she has that many. Like Radio Silence, she doesn't have
Mhm.
anything like that. That's
Okay.
all of it. But Heartstopper, she can.
Yeah.
She can do that. And you saw the Little Prince collection that she
Yeah.
has. Yeah, many different things. So, but I mean, I have kind of what like Terry put out with Strangers and stuff, but it's different formats. Because like the trade only has like the first 5, the hardcover has the first like 10,
Right.
the omnibus has
half of it.
half. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a different.
And then the Russian one and the Italian one.
I do have. Well, the only Russian I have is Rachel Rising,
Oh, okay.
which is really good because it's in Russia.
Yeah.
It takes place in Russia. So.
No.
So that one's really good. I do have the German versions of the other ones, but the French ones, I have all the French versions. So
I remember you talking about the French versions.
Yeah. the
They're
French
pretty.
versions are
They're
so
really
pretty.
pretty.
They know how to bind
Yeah.
a book. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have like on the Cinder book. I think I have like 3 versions
Mhm.
of it, but then I had to stop because
Yeah.
it gets to be for me it gets to be too much because well, you've seen my library.
I-
Like
Yeah.
it's I have to stop it
Yeah.
at a certain point. Just, so.
Oh my god.
Well, good, Tess. I'm glad you had a wonderful day.
Yes, I did.
And I'm glad you'll have another wonderful day on Tuesday.
Yay!
Next Tuesday.
We did get a question on Amazon.
On Amazon.
On Instagram.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why that was.
Insta's on.
What is the best way to introduce someone to Hickman's work?
Ooh. Hickman's work.
So that if they want to read something short that is easy to consume, Nightly News is a good one. if they want to try and read something bigger, my favorite Hickman story is his run of Fantastic Four, which is contained in 2 omnibuses. And then
Omniboxing.
Omniboxing, exactly. And it took him 4.5 years to tell that story.
Right.
And it is my favorite run of Fantastic Four ever written. And I think it is a really solid beginning to end story. And about 2/3 of the way through it, I realized he's telling one story. Like, there's story arcs, like every 6 issues, there's a new story and whatever. But really, what it boils down to is he was telling a huge story about what kids will do for their parents because of how much they love them. And that's the core of his Fantastic Four. There's all these big, huge adventures and these big science ideas and these like crazy sci-fi elements. And at the core of it, it's a story about a son and his father. Like that is the heart of it. And like a lot of people will be like, oh, well, Secret Wars. Obviously, you should read Secret Wars, which is fantastic all by itself. But if you don't read Fantastic Four and you don't read his Avengers, there's a lot that you're missing in Secret Wars.
But Hickman's also tough, right? Like when you talk about like an introduction, like his writing is can be a jarring.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're not used to his writing style, it can be fairly jarring at first.
You know what? I take it all back. The best thing that Marvel has published in 25 years is S.H.I.E.L.D. Architects of Forever. It's the first half of Hickman's 12-issue S.H.I.E.L.D. miniseries. The second half of it is very good, but the first half is just this walk through the history of the Marvel Universe, and it blends real world history. And it adds all these new elements to like the Marvel Universe.
See, that's the one that I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing an introduction to Hickman, that's a better way.
Yeah.
For me, that's a better way, even though it came after. It's a part of the bigger story, but it's outside of that. So it's an easier way to get in.
I would say if you want to go outside Marvel, if you want to something very self-contained, Nightly News is good. Red Mask from Mars is good.
God, I forgot he wrote that.
Yeah. East of West is very good, but it's a very big
story,
daunting story, and there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of elements. And but yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. Architects of Forever, even if you're not well versed in the Marvel Universe, you're have to be.
Yeah.
And that was in the early days when I was reading Fantastic Four and stuff, and I was reading Secret Warriors, which the first 6 issues he co-wrote with Bendis, and then he took it over. So I was reading that, and I was like, oh, these are good. I'm really enjoying these. And then he did the S.H.I.E.L.D. book, and I was like, I don't know if I need another Hickman book. And then the ad I saw was Leonardo da Vinci, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
And I was like, okay, you got me.
Sucker.
That was all the hook I needed. I was fully in. And again, S.H.I.E.L.D. is one of those books where if you read it, it's 12 issues and then a special in the middle. Right. And the special in the middle was mostly about Isaac Newton, who's kind of a bad guy in this. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Not the best. That 13 issues is very self-contained, and you can read it all by itself and be perfectly satisfied. But if you read Secret Warriors and you read Fantastic Four, there are elements that kind of run through all 3 of those books that will give you a much bigger picture, and it will add new flavors to the thing that you're reading. So you don't have to read all 3, but if you do, it's a much more satisfying story. Okay. But anyway, I'm a big Hickman fan.
We know.
Yeah. Anyway.
My God, Tess, can you come back and talk about Heartstopper?
Yeah, when I'm trying to remember, I was playing a role-playing game with some friends, and we were in a break in the middle, and they didn't read comics, and they were like, so what's going on in Marvel right now? And so like I started explaining a story and they're like, oh man, that sounds awesome. I'm like, that's not the best thing they're publishing. And I did that like 4 or 5 times. And they were like, how is anything better than that? And then I gave them the rundown of S.H.I.E.L.D. Architects of Forever. And they were like, and then these people that didn't really read comics came in and bought S.H.I.E.L.D. Architects Forever. So anyway, I'm not going to get too spoilery, but it's very, very good.
It's kind of like the year when like Civil War happened.
Yeah,
like,
Civil War was the third best
thing
that Marvel
year.
put out that year. Yeah. Planet Hulk was
Planet
number
Hulk.
2, and Annihilation was number 1. Yeah.
But they were only pushing Civil War,
Yeah.
and that's all anyone talks about. But
Yep.
but it was the third best story that year.
Yep.
By far, the third best story. What? We're gonna just keep talking just because of the way you looked at us.
I did not look at you. We accidentally made eye contact and it like unnerved me, so I looked away.
I can't believe she made that face at
Right?
us. Wow.
Exactly.
Offended.
I'm sorry.
We need extra cameras.
That's right. Yeah.
A test cam.
We do. We
We'll
need
have
a
to
test
start-
cam that we can turn to every once in
Yeah,
a
we
while.
need
But
it.
you
Yeah.
gotta
We
pay
need
for
it.
it. We'll put that on our Patreon.
Yeah.
You gotta pay extra.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to pay extra for the test cam. Yeah. That's a good idea. I like that. Yeah. See all her reactions. And then you can watch when she fake laughs at what Tommy and I say to make it seem like it's funny. But
Yeah.
she's better than the applause sign.
Yeah. And really, it's one of those things where if we say something and she has no idea what we're talking about, she's like,
It's
100%, yeah.
I
It's
wanna
great.
give you guys the satisfaction of like being funny, but I don't.
So
It's
I'll
fine.
be honest, a lot of times when I say things that I know amuse me and I know will amuse Philip and he's not there, what I'm really looking for is for the person I'm talking to go,
It's like, do you need help? Can I help you?
every once in a while, Phoebe will be like, that's funny.
I understand.
And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, Monday is the Christmas. So we will. Tess will be here working by herself on Christmas Day. I don't
For
know.
sure I will. Okay. I'm just now learning about this, but
What?
Ah. So anyway, I guess we will. We're closed Monday,
We'll be closed Monday.
and then we will be back on Tuesday,
Next Tuesday. Yay.
and just mainly so Tess can get radio silence.
Yep.
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 And then we may do a show because
Woo.
We'll be
I'm assuming.
sleepy from Christmas. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
you know what I'm doing on Christmas?
Nothing.
The same day thing I do every day, Pinky. Try to take over.
Try to
the
take
world.
over.
I'm ready for you to finish that project.
It's a work in progress. I also get thwarted a lot by idiots.
My favorite bit was when he was like, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" Yeah, me and Pippi Longstocking. What do the kids look like?
Yes. Yeah. I too have brains issue of getting thwarted by idiots a lot. So
That's my favorite show ever.
I love Animaniacs. God, it was so good.
it's honestly
It's
like
the
my
best
favorite animated
ever.
thing of all time. Yes.
And
All right,
it's
then.
Not to rush you, but it is 7:48.
What?
And I should get paid for overtime. So.
Wow. Whoa.
I guess we gotta go.
Yeah.
It's costing you minutes.
All right, everybody. Then we're leaving because Tess said so. So
When did you start paying her?
I have no. Well,
We're leaving.
we're paying her overtime because
Goodbye.
nothing is nothing. So